Good day, everyone. Today's kind of hopefully a big day. I'm kind of laying everything out and hoping to start actually constructing and building something inside. I'll kind of show you what I've done so far. Basically, I put a bunch of tape down. This is kind of what I'm planning to do. So I'll kind of show you guys some kind of dimensions of kind of what I'm laying out here. So the first here at the bed, from kind of the wheel well to the outside here is 21 inches. So this is going to be the bench. And then from kind of the outside of here to the outside of here is 15 inches. So what I'm planning to do is the bed is going to, or the bench, let's say, is going to pull out and then go to the countertop here, or the counter, excuse me. And the total distance from here to here is supposed to be about 36 inches. So the remaining distance is basically 12 inches from the outside of here to the wheel well. You can see here I've got two water jugs. This is going to be my fresh water and gray. So I was just kind of seeing if when I ordered them everything is going to fit. So it's going to be close and it should work. I'll make it work. All these kind of products here I'm showing you, I'll have in the description below, so you can kind of quick reference if you're kind of looking for something similar. So I'll walk around here, kind of explain what's going on here as well. Kind of the edge of this counter is to be determined. It should be in a pretty good spot there, because what I'm planning to do is the cooler is essentially going to be on sliders. It's going to slide out to here. So it's going to be kind of hidden inside the counter. So here, what I'm planning to do is going to have just kind of a little seat, a little bit of a seat. But the primary reason for this is my batteries are going to go right here. And I think I measured between the two batteries, I probably get this wrong, is around 27 inches. So that took me to around here. So I can't hide them under the bed. For what I was thinking. So yeah, I'm just going to put my two batteries and go here, here, and then the remaining is just going to be storage. Obviously a little van like this is not a lot of storage, so anywhere you can put storage will be helpful. I believe this, oh geez, I can't remember the dimension offhand. Let's quickly measure it. Yeah, it's right around 8.5 inches from here to the outside, and then I believe I was assuming right around 3/4 inch plywood to build this, and then 6. So I'm gonna get my dimensions wrong. Just the width of the batteries will fit inside that there. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like so far. We're gonna start building. Probably what I'm gonna start on first is kind of framing up the wall over there. So I want to take a minute and kind of walk you guys through, why I built this kind of wall the way I did. Starting kind of on this edge here, this kind of vertical piece, I got as close to the wheel well as possible. I got two kind of self-tapping screws going into there. One thing I had is I couldn't get it completely, square or straight up and down. It kept hitting this just piece of the metal of the van here. I probably could have got creative and nipped off the corner of it, but I intentionally, this isn't completely straight. I wasn't too fussed about it. So yeah, it's just something to be aware of. Kind of this piece here, right here, it's actually, I went up 13 inches. And the reason for that is once I slide my bed into here, it's actually, the bed is 13 inches high. So two reasons for that is, so it's 13 inches, and then that's when I'll start putting the shiplap. I'll be attaching it here, and the reason I went with a vertical piece here is obviously to attach the shiplap to, but also to offer a lot of structural rigidity to it as well here. Like you can see it, it's very solid. And then from that, I, started building up from there. I don't think I even measured these two, the placement of these. It's more just a placement so I can pin the shiplap to this box here. I forget the measurement here. I forget what it is offhand, but basically the way I got it here is the bed is 13 inches. I'm gonna have a 3-inch cushion. And then once the bed is in place and the extension is pulled out, it'll be a 15-inch cushion backrest here. So that's gonna come up to about here. So that's why I didn't want the backrest to be above this little cupboard piece here. So that's kind of how I went about doing that, and why there'll be a little charger in here. I'll have some lighting that's going to go in here shortly. You can see here I have just a piece of metal strapping there, and I also put it here as well. So it's quite rigid. These last two pieces here and here, I just kind of screwed them from the bottom to the top, so then because I'll have the shiplap going here as well. Kind of transitioning over here, same thing. Yeah, the shiplap's going to continue going on all the way over there and build up from there. I plan to put, you'll see here at some point, I'll put a kind of a base on top of here of some butcher block countertop that I'm using for the other side for the main counter. Still kind of determining how this is going to be finished. I have an idea. Started working on kind of building this counter next. So I'm sitting here for the last little while trying to figure out kind of the dimensions to build this. You can see on here I have my tape for kind of rough outline, and this here is about 12 inches out from the backside. The reason I'm kind of trying to keep it to 12 inches, that way it gives me 15 inches of kind of space to open up the bed. So I'm trying to be very conscious not to go beyond that. Tape measure here, 15 3/4. That's putting me basically an inch beyond where I want to go to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut into here. Not a big deal, it's not really doing anything, so I'm just going to cut this out and build so that it enables me to push the whole cabinet back further and keep this cooler right there. So I just got that plastic piece cut out, and what I installed here is just a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, fastened it down with 2 self-tapping screws, and you can see here there's kind of a hole. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but right about here it dips down, so that's why I only screwed it here. And so yeah, so I got the cooler mount or kind of in place here now. Conservatively, I have around 17.5 inches now, so lots of space kind of on the depth, let's call it. But the other challenge I'm running into now is the back of the cooler net there is hitting the wheel well. So if anything, I might have to, I'm going to put a little kind of drawer front on here, just a small one, kind of like a grab handle. I might have to, just to buy myself a little space, extend this countertop just a little more than I prefer, but overall there's still quite a bit of space here to get in and out and maneuver around. So yeah. So I just kind of doing a dry fit here. I ended up building these in 2 pieces. If I were to do it, I used to say the next time I do this, it'll probably be 1 piece, but just when I was trying to wrap my head around the design, it just kind of ended up being 2 pieces. So I'll be screwing it to the floor, and not a big deal. But what I want to show you guys here is, you can see here, these things are beyond the line here. And the reason for that is I got to cut a hole in here because of this. So I'm just kind of got to get the jigsaw, drill a couple holes, and then just cut a rough hole here. And this should be able to sit all the way flush or against the wall here after I do that. So for my countertop, I decided to go with a kind of butcher block style countertop. It's an acacia slab. I've installed these actually in my house on my countertops. They've worked well. Just putting a food grade kind of finishing on the top. So yeah, excited to put this in. Kind of the dimensions I am cutting it is 55 3/4 inches long. And then it's 18 1/8 inches kind of wide or deep. I'm planning for a kind of 3/8 gap around the whole thing. Kind of try not to go too much, but also just kind of give it a little overhang as well. So I got the counter sitting pretty nice in there now. So next I'm going to look at cutting the hole for the stainless steel sink. Yeah, nice little stainless sink I purchased here. I'm going to do it under mount. So basically it's going to be mounted underneath here. And then what I'm planning to do is basically, actually I'll show you here. You guys can see, probably can't see, you see some of my marks, but yeah, I've kind of traced out the outside dimensions of this. And then what I did is, this is actually a 1-inch lip. So then I drew lines here. I went 1/2 inch in. So that's where I'm going to kind of cut my hole. And then after I kind of get that mounted, and what's going to happen is another piece of butcher block is going to be placed, you know, on top here on this 1/2 inch lip for when it's not used. So then you kind of take advantage of a little more counter. I just finished building this box here. This is going to go right behind the driver and passenger seats. It's going to serve two purposes. One, I have 2 batteries that's going to go in here. That's going to fill up this compartment. And then this here, I really don't know what it'll be. It could be food storage. I got to put the sleeping bags somewhere. But yeah, it's to be determined what I put in there. Overall, I think it went pretty well. It was my first time kind of putting doors on like this with this fancy hardware. I ended up buying this little kind of jig drill off Amazon. A link will be in the description below, but it worked all right. Craig offers one as well. It's a little more money, but overall no complaints with that. Yeah, the hardware I got, no slam, but yeah, very pleased. I want to show you guys something that happened yesterday after I finished kind of getting this sliding assembly done. I kind of took this off my table and I noticed there's a crack here. The way I kind of see it, there's one of three reasons it happened. The first one is I'm pretty sure when I was put these two screws in earlier, or yesterday, I heard some cracking. So I really think there was some flaws in the plywood just due to the lamination. There were some flaws there, so it was just crappy wood to begin with. But the other reason is this board here, it's only 1.75 inches wide. In hindsight, I should have made it wider because it is, just due to the design, it is supporting a bunch of the load when you're on here. So that's gonna be fixes. Actually, I'm gonna make it quite a bit wider. I don't know how, maybe about 4 inches. Maybe I'll make this moving when I replace it here. But the other thing too is I was looking at is the way I put these pocket holes. I put them facing up just due to the simplicity of screwing them in. In hindsight, maybe I should have put them on the underside because maybe the board would be have more strength due to the load being pressed down that way. And there's just some weaknesses that way. I don't know. But I just wanted to show you that if you guys are kind of designing your own bench, make sure this portion here is wide enough because it is supporting a bunch of the load. And as I built this, I've just kind of went off pictures and videos off the internet, so I had no drawings to reference. I want to give it an update on costs. The first episode I spent around $180. The second episode about $560, and this episode it's around $730 for a grand total of just shy of $1,500 to date. Well, I got to wrap this episode up. I appreciate you guys watching this far. The next episode, I'll show you guys the finished product of the cupboards, the bed, and all that good stuff. A little teaser. I ultimately got to throw one of the things I built away. It doesn't fit. A little frustrated, but that's the way it goes. When I started designing this, I had tape on the floor and all that good stuff. So yeah, when I went to put one of the pieces in, it didn't fit. So yeah, the next episode, I'm going to go through that and kind of show you guys what I found and kind of how I'm going to pivot and fix that. Are you liking what you're seeing? I'm excited to hear from you guys. The next episode, I'm going to be going through the electrical, kind of finalizing the electrical. I'm going to be installing some of the stuff and getting the countertop installed, the sink, and excited to kind of continue showing all you guys the progress. So yeah, I hope I see you in the next one.